at The Merge or John Espinoza at Lektronica. So now that you have been spinning outside of Fresno, what have you noticed the differences between Fresno and the other places that you've been?
Particularly like down south LA area, they take more to trance than the Central Valley. The Central Valley is kind of like a lot of work going into like making the trance scene like more noticed and trying to create a trance family. Up in San Francisco, they love trance. In certain parts of LA, they love trance. But around here, it's kind of like there's still a lot of building to do. So, but yeah, other places they love trance. And I'm trying to get that to happen here. So.
Also, how has your podcast been doing for you?
The podcast, I'm going on episode 34, and ever since I started doing guest mix, like I'll have someone take over the last hour. Now it's a 2-hour show as opposed to a 1-hour show, and for the last hour, I seek out different producers and DJs, and I've been really fortunate to have like some amazing guest mixes by like the Space Rockers, Mike Effects, Sergio Maldonado, and all these guys have like signed to Armada and like Cold Harbor Records, which are like the big epic trance labels and stuff like that, and having that has really boosted the podcast. I just recently hit the number 3 spot on the trance charts for the podcast, so it's going well. It's going really well.
Decide on your name The Merge?
Well, that's quite a long story, but I'll give it to you like in a short, summed up, little, as best as I can get it. It was like in 2009, I was going through like a difficult time in my life, and as everybody does, and I was going through some really intense hardships, fallout with friends, and like really intense experiences that like shook me to my core and was traumatizing. And I remember being in my room alone, and I had trance music playing, and I just sat down and had a really introverted moment where I just told myself everything was going to be okay and that I would emerge from this. And I remember sitting up from there and getting on my workstation where I make my music and created Emerge from that, and that's what happened.
That's great. Well, I guess that kind of answers my next question of how long have you been producing and DJing?
Let's see, I've been writing music since I was 12. I started producing music on a computer in 2004. Really basic, like Cubase LE, which is like a really stripped down version of what I use now. And I just, kind of developed that in 2004, went to school, got a degree in recording arts and music production, and just like kept doing it. So I would say about 2004 I started producing.
Great. How do you feel about the technology changes in DJ equipment? Turntables to DJs to laptops.
It's funny. A lot of my friends and I like, Mike Effects. He's like a really big mentor to me, and he's just been like really supportive and helping with what I do. And we just get into these discussions of how like technology has gotten so amazing, yet it's so abused, and like, I mean, I've got nothing against laptop DJs and everything, but the sync button I don't know how I feel about it, like the whole point of DJing is to feel the music, get into the beat and beat match and like be in it. And you don't need to see a waveform, you just gotta feel it. You see it in your head,
What future releases do we have to look forward to?
Recently, I just did a remix for Neuroscience Recordings. It was called Lucky Star, and it got supported by Mike Push. He's a trance legend, so he supported my track, and that was awesome. It actually got played on satellite radio, so I was pretty stoked about that. And then I just had a release was the 26th of this month, which is July, right? We're in July?
July.
Okay, yeah. And it was called Summit. It was my first original that came out on Neuroscience. And that just recently got played by Ernesto and Bastion. They're a trance duo out of Europe. I got played twice, show and a show, like twice in a row. So Summit was really cool. And then my next coming release is a record label out of Moscow. They're called Vendis Records, and it's called Dream Drifter. So we're expecting like a fall release, and it should be out sometime. They're currently working on the remixes. So
where can we find these?
You can find it on Beatport, trackitdown.net, Audio Jelly, like all the major download portals. In fact, Summit was just featured as a trance selection for trackitdown.net, so I guess they really like my track and like featured it on their website, their front page, so it's pretty cool. So, but yeah.
And can you also give us the website so people can listen to your podcast?
Oh, if you want to listen to the podcast, go to Google and type in Emerge Life Podcast, and the first thing will pop up. You'll see it. You know, it's free download, and it's a 2-hour show. I'll talk to you for the first half of the show, like the first little section, and then you hear a whole continuous mix, and then I'll introduce the guest mix. And you know, this episode 34, what I'm going on is going to be Ryan Mendoza out of San Francisco, and then 35, he just confirmed, trance legend Mike Coughlin will be doing episode 35.
Once again, my name is Crystal Brown, and we're here with Emerge, John Espinoza at Lektronica. Thank you so much for your time.
Make sure to vote. DJ's Top 100, trackitdown.net, DJ Mag Top 100. Vote for Emerge, Mike Effect, Space Rockers, and the other two. Have fun. See you guys.